So we got the track station, which we talked about in the previous video, and the weather collection. And now today we're going to talk about the launching station. So the rocket is completed, it is painted, everything is assembled on here. One of the things you want to make sure is that, and hopefully you have it preloaded, is that the actual nose cone is a little bit loose. Sometimes we get these things to be stuck. And if everything is ready to go, what we're going to do is we are going to insert our rocket engine. Now, it's important when installing your rocket engine that the clay nozzle on the end of this is going to be out of the rocket. That's the part that is going to be ignited. So when I go and stick this into the engine assembly in the bottom of the rocket, what we're going to do is the clay nozzle is going to be out. We are going to push over the actual clip, and we are going to slide this into our rocket engine assembly without breaking off your fins until it clips into place. So the clay nozzle's out, it's inside our clip, and I didn't break any of the fins off. Once I have the engine inside of our rocket, what we're going to do is we are going to insert our fuse. So our fuse, this part of our fuse, the fuse part is going to go inside the clay nozzle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this down into the nozzle lightly till it bottoms. So right now it's up against, and then I am just going to lightly bend over the clips, making sure that they do not touch each other. So now I have the fuse inside the clay nozzle. What I'm going to do is use this plug to hold that fuse in place. So the small part of the fuse is going to go inside the clay nozzle, and I'm just going to push this in until the fuse stays in place. Okay. After your engine is inside your rocket, before launching, one of the things you want to do is you want to insert an altimeter. So on this altimeter, there is a little red button that you will make sure it's turned on. It is going to say searching. Mr. Webb and I will take care of making sure that is connected to the iPad, but you do want to make sure this thing is on before putting it inside your rocket. To put it inside your rocket, what you're going to do is there is a barrel swivel on here. So those who are involved with fishing may have seen one of these before. In order to take the barrel swivel apart, there is a little clip that you just need to push in with your finger, and then you can release the metal clipping part. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the nose cone, and this clip from the altimeter is going to go onto the eye screw. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to hook this clip onto the eye screw, and then you do want to make sure I do close the clip when I'm done, so that way we don't lose these altimeters. If I can close, there it is. Okay. Now what you want to do is the parachute and the wadding are already inside this tube. I am now going to take the altimeter, and I am just going to lightly push this down inside the body tube. If there's too much resistance to it, you might need to repack your parachute, but it should just slide in there with ease. Then once it's in, I'm going to take the nose cone and I am going to reapply. Now that the engine's in our rocket and the altimeter is inside the rocket, we are ready to put it onto our launch pad. First thing you want to do when putting on your launch pad is to remove the eye guard, and then we are going to slide our rocket. There's a launch lug on here. We're going to put it through our launch lug, and we're going to slide our rocket down onto our launch pad. And as I do that, I am going to put the eye guard back on just for protection. I'm going to slide my rocket down onto the launch pad. And the key thing here is that, you can see it's a bit windy today, is that the metal leads on that igniter fuse do not touch that metal plate. And you'll also notice that I bent them out on 90-degree angles so that way they don't touch each other. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to hook up our fuse. We need one black wire and we need one red. And the other key part is that these also do not touch each other or touch the metal launch platform. So once the rocket is on our launch pad, we are going to remove the eye guard from the rod, and you can just set that right down next to the launch pad. Once that's done, you're going to receive a key from a facilitator to go to or to use the launch controller. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk back here to the launch controller. And before I insert the key into the launch controller, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check to make sure the out to track stations are ready. So we'll go out and make sure everybody's ready to collect data, and also check with the facilitators to make sure they are ready for data collection, and be aware of your surroundings, because once you launch this, you are going to go to retrieve it if you choose to. So you want to make sure there's no poles or anything around. Sometimes learners get distracted by staring up at the rocket when they start to run and don't realize what's around them. So you want to make sure your area is clear so that way you can take off running. If you get confirmation from the facilitators that they're ready and all the AltaTrack stations are ready, what you're going to do is you're going to take the key and you are just going to insert this. If it has continuity and everything is hooked up properly, you're going to see a red light glowing. And with everybody ready, you can hit the yellow. It will sound as a buzzer, and then you can count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hit the red button for launch. Yep. Ready?
Yep.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's right there, straight across. Parachutes deployed, opened up. Clear those wires.